can play the march song, the fight song again. It's called Link's March. I don't think I'd ever heard it before I went searching for it this evening. So for your listening pleasure while we get going. Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're still waiting on a few more people, so we might give it another minute. But I'm excited to see so many of you on the call this evening. We're expecting a little over 30 people, so a couple more will be trickling in. And it's so lovely to see all your faces. I know I've spoken to many of you. I've met many of you. I know many of you well, so I'm excited for all of you that I feel like I know so well to meet one another in some capacity this evening. Okay, I might need to let a couple people in as they join, but I can officially get us going. So welcome. This is the Rhodes Hillel virtual welcome reception. For those of you I haven't already met, which is only a few of you, I'm Sophie Block, and I have the honor of serving as the director of Hillels of Memphis, which includes the Rhodes Hillel chapter. As most of you already know, Hillel is the central hub for Jewish life on campus. The services and support of Rhodes Hillel that Rhodes Hillel provides Jewish students really would not be possible without the incredible leadership and guidance of so many key partners who are on this call. So thank you all for being here. And while this is not necessarily the way we envisioned starting the school year off, I'm thrilled we can still gather together to welcome our new Jewish freshmen to campus, to virtual campus for now, and celebrate the beginning of the new semester. So on this call today, you'll notice a lot of faces. We have new freshmen and their parents, and maybe you can wave. We won't be able to see everyone at once, but if I call you out, then just wave once you know who you all are. So we have new Jewish freshmen and their parents. We have Hillel student board members, current students. We have Hillel Advisory Council members. We have Jewish members of the Rhodes faculty. We have staff from Memphis Jewish Federation and Jewish community partners. We have campus partners, key campus partners, including Chaplain Beatrix Weil and Rhodes College President Dr. Marjorie Haas, who will be sharing her words of wisdom with us this evening. So before we get to President Haas's keynote remarks and the discussion breakout rooms to follow, I've invited a few other important guests to introduce themselves and share a little bit about their role in making Rhodes Hillel what it is today, starting with Rhodes alumna and Hillel Advisory Council Chair, Wendy Rotter. So I will officially pass the mic to you, Wendy. Take it away.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay, great. Well, good evening and welcome. As Sophie said, I'm Wendy Rotter, and it really is my honor to chair the Advisory Council for the Rhodes Hillel chapter. I am a proud Rhodes alumna and the parent of a recent Rhodes graduate. Rachel graduated in 2018. So to our students, on the eve of your college launch, your Hillel chapter wants to be among the first to welcome you. And we want to welcome you to Rhodes, and we are welcoming you home. So members of the class of 2024, you must think I'm crazy. You say, home? I haven't even left home yet. Well, visualize your future. It starts tonight, and your beautiful campus awaits your safe return. However, in the meantime, I pledge to you that when you walk across the stage in Fisher Gardens 4 years from now, which will fly by, and receive your diploma from President Marjorie Haas, you will know indelibly that Hillel and Rhodes and Memphis are your home. This is a very special place. So students, you're going to change and grow in ways you can't imagine, and Hillel hopes to grow along with you. You'll develop relationships with friends and mentors that you'll have with you for a lifetime. You're about to learn the many ways tonight that Hillel can help create community for you even before you step foot on campus. Now to our new Rhodes parents. We pledge to engage and support your students as they become Jewish adults and leaders. Our advisory council stands ready to support your student in many ways. We are a network of moms and dads, doctors, professors, coaches, career mentors, and other resources in the community, including home and synagogue hospitality during the holidays. I wish all of you a Mazel Tov and look forward to welcoming you home in person to Rhodes and Hillel. I'm very pleased now to introduce you to an inspiring leader and professional in the Memphis Jewish community, our President of Jewish Community Partners, Laura Linder.
You would think I would master that by now. Thank you, Sophie. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Rhodes College. It is exciting for me to see so many new faces. I'm sorry that it's not in person, but I'm certain that we will be all together, hopefully sometime soon. I'm Laura Linder, as Wendy mentioned, President and CEO of Jewish Community Partners, which is the community organization that operates and manages Memphis Jewish Federation and the Jewish Foundation of Memphis, as well as has Hillel of Memphis under its umbrella. So you really, as part of our Rhodes family and part of our Hillel family, you're also part of the Memphis Jewish community. So we welcome you. The Jewish community of Memphis has been very committed to having a Jewish presence on college campuses across the community. Rhodes Hillel was created 3 years ago in partnership with amazing faculty. I see Victor on the call and several others who really were instrumental in helping us launch a Jewish presence on the Rhodes campus. So your Memphis Jewish community is here for you. We are your partners in making sure that your college experience is fantastic. And for all of you parents watching out there, rest assured the Jewish community is here for you and your child. We are your home away from home. And certainly if there is ever anything that you need, we're here for you. I do want to acknowledge my colleague who's on the call, Bluma Zuckerbrot-Finkelstein. Bluma, yeah, there she is, who has been instrumental in providing oversight to Sophie and instrumental in really strengthening the partnership that we have with Rhodes College. So again, welcome. I'm thrilled to see all of you. And with that, I will turn it over to the Rhodes chaplain, Beatrix Weil.
Yay, thank you so much. It is such a delight and honor to be here with you today. My name is Beatrix Weil. I am the Rhodes College chaplain, which means that if you are a Rhodes College student, then I am your chaplain. And actually, if you're Rhodes College faculty, which I know we have some in the room today, I'm your chaplain too. This is the start of my 3rd year at Rhodes. And this is a really special place, and it's such a delight to share Rhodes with you and to welcome you home. So let's see. So I'm the chaplain. Very few people know what it means when I say chaplain. And this is the week where I get asked multiple times what a chaplain is. Oh, thank you, President Haas. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm someone who, my role is to multiply the joy of campus and divide the sorrow. And that means that I can support my students like emotionally and spiritually throughout their years at Rhodes College. Let's see what else. I also oversee, we have 7 interfaith organizations, and it's my role to be their point person. So I get to work with Sophie on creating interfaith dinners and helping her really get connected within like Rhodes College itself and connected to our other religious community partners in Memphis, and Memphis has plenty. Let's see, the one thing that's really good to know about my office is that I'm a confidential resource. So that means if you're ever having issues with your roommate, or if you're really stressed out and you don't know who to talk to, I'm someone who is really good at holding stories, and I'm the story keeper of Rhodes College, and that means that I can keep most stories secret and safe. If I think someone is in danger of hurting themselves or someone else, I have to share that story with the people above me. But otherwise, I have the best job in the world, and I get to journey with our students through the highs and lows, the ups and downs of college. I love this event every year because it takes a village to raise up a student into a graduate. And it's really amazing to see the village come together. In particular, I love Hillel because my dad is Jewish, my mom is Catholic. I grew up in an interfaith household, and it's really important to me that that Rhodes College is a place where every single student feels like they can explore spirituality and religion and find out what gives them meaning and purpose, and how to align their life with their values. Yeah, diversity is a fact on campus, and pluralism is what we try to do with that diversity. So like, we have every religion under the sun on campus. Really, I just saw the data, like we've got everyone. And then plurality is what we do when we encourage one another to question and wonder and explore. And that's what we're trying to do here. Yeah, it's just, yeah, best job in the world, like I said, because I get to interact with these students. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to mention is I recognize some of your names from seeing you sign up for our Pen Pal program, which is when students sign up to be pen pals with other students while we are spread to the 4 corners of the world. If you want a Rhodes Pen Pal, you can just email me. I'm going to drop my email address in the chat right there. If you want a Rhodes Pen Pal, like another student to just keep in touch with throughout the semester, I would love to set you up with one. You can email me and I will send you the information for that. Yeah, so I'm really grateful that Sophie gave me the opportunity to speak. I look forward to getting to know some of you in the breakout rooms that we have later. And it is my absolute honor to introduce our next speaker, who is the president of Hillel, Sophie Enda.
Hi, let me pull up my little speech. Okay, I'm so glad everyone's here. My name's Sophie Enda, and I'm Hillel president. My Jewish journey at Rhodes started as soon as I became involved in the fellowship, and then later becoming involved in Hillel. I knew Merritt Pinker, the first president of Hillel, and she really encouraged me to join. Everyone was so welcoming, and I felt instantly at home in a small but strong community. Jewish life at Rhodes is quite different from large institutions. We don't have the largest group of Jewish students on campus, but the community we have is extremely close-knit and is growing every year. One of my favorite events and experiences thus far at Rhodes College has been the Hillel Interfaith Passover Seder. We host it every year and invite every religious group to come join, and it's just amazing to see other people interested in Judaism and learning more and supporting their friends. I'm really looking forward to how we can connect this semester, even though it is virtual, and just know that the Memphis Jewish community is always here for you during these trying times. And now I'd like to introduce the president of Rhodes College, Dr. Haas. Dr. Marjorie Haas is a nationally recognized advocate for the value of liberal arts education who began her tenure as the 20th president of Rhodes College in July of 2017. Before that, she served on faculty in administrative roles at Muhlenberg College and then served as the president of Austin College. President Haas is the first Jewish president of Rhodes College, has played an integral part in building Jewish life on campus. Without further ado, I'd like to pass the mic over to the 20th president of Rhodes College, Dr. Marjorie Haas.
Oh, Sophie, thank you so much. This is a joy. I know it is. This is just a joy. It is lonely here in Memphis and on campus. And, you know, this is for those of us who have devoted our lives to colleges and to education. This is a great sorrow for us that we're beginning this year remotely. We know it has to happen. As Jews, we know that saving a life is the most important thing. We are very confident in that decision, but that doesn't mean that there's not a whole deep feeling of grief on our part, and we know on yours as well. So we share that together. It is a year like no other, but I am also very excited. The class of 2024 is going to be a very special class. I can already tell. And I'm grateful that you've signed in tonight to join so many of us to begin to think about how we can create vibrant Jewish life on campus. As you've heard, Memphis is an amazing place for Jews. It was one of the things that was exciting to me about coming to Rhodes, was knowing that I would get to be immersed in this really historic Jewish community. You heard from Laura, and either Bluma is on the call, and Jonathan Jujakin, who's a Jewish studies professor at Rhodes, but also deeply immersed in the Jewish community here, and Victor. This is an incredible Jewish community. There is great history here around the civil rights movement. There's a great history of Jews in the South. Memphis is sort of one of the key centers for Jewish life in the whole South. And you'll see when you come and are able to come to, High Holy Day services at a Jewish synagogue, all of which will welcome you with open arms and no tickets. They love having Rhodes students. You will see there are Jews that come from miles and miles away and make a pilgrimage to Memphis because of the strength and energy of the Jewish community here. So that's very appealing to me, and that warm welcome, that Memphis hospitality, Jewish style, is definitely extended to our students and to their families. As you heard, I'm the first Jewish president of Rhodes, the first woman as well. This is about the third job I've had where that was sort of the headline. And my career has been at small liberal arts colleges, even though my education was at big public research universities. I was educated at the University of Illinois and the University of London. I grew up not really knowing that small colleges could be a home for Jewish students. Most colleges like Rhodes have a religious connection to usually some sort of a Presbyterian or a Protestant church. Presbyterianism is Rhodes' connection. And I didn't know that those would be welcoming homes for Jews. It wasn't until my husband and I completed our PhDs and were offered positions at Muhlenberg College, which at the time we joined had a very small Jewish community. Now more than a third of the students are Jewish, but at the time, it was new for us. But what we found was that at a private institution, our Judaism was more than just tolerated, it was actively welcomed. And I remember the first time I sort of walked down the hall as a new professor to my department chair and said, I know you just hired us, but there are these holidays coming up and we don't work on these holidays. And both of us, the two new professors you just hired, we're not going to be here. And my department chair said, I hope you'll talk with your students about what these holy days are and why they matter to you. And we were like, whoa, we can bring that into the classroom? Yes, you can. Not to perform Judaism in the classroom, but because we were invited to bring our whole selves into the classroom. And that will be true for you as students too. That's one of the distinctive features of Rhodes College and its sister institutions. is that we're educating the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. Beatrix, who is an amazing college chaplain, best in the business, I think you were the first hire I made when I got here. There had been a gap and the college didn't have a chaplain. And I know how important it is to have somebody really helping shape Jewish life, or help shape religious life on campus. And as Beatrix talks about, she has both a personal and a professional interest in interfaith dialogue. She's begun some amazing programs on campus that I've been very fortunate to be a part of. There's a hummus and pita bread gathering. The food, obviously, if you're going to get Jews, certainly you need food. But she has brought Muslim students and Jewish students together over hummus and pita to really start talking about what we share, where our differences are. It's so different than the climate you have on many campuses where Jewish students are often very isolated, where they're often explicitly excluded from conversations about Middle East politics or about the religious underpinnings of civil rights. And at Rhodes, it's just the opposite. Jews are warmly welcomed into that dialogue as Jews. So that's been really exciting for me to see. We have a small but mighty Jewish community at Rhodes. My son went to Muhlenberg College, and by the time he was a student there, a third of the students were Jewish, and he chose it in part because there was this huge Jewish community, and then he wasn't that involved. It was sort of like, it'll happen whether I'm there or not. At Rhodes, if we want Jewish life, we have to help make it. And even those of you who are just starting, you've got a talent. You can chant Torah. You can lead a service. You know how to do the blessings over the bagel brunch. You have important questions to ask, or you're in the midst of discovering your Judaism. All of that is going to be welcomed, and we're going to put you to work. You will help build Jewish life on campus. It's a small group, but a big tent. And I think you'll really find it a supportive part of what you experience here. I'm happy to take a few questions. I won't be able to stay for all of the breakout groups. I have another group I have to welcome, although I have to remember not to say Shalom Chavarim to that group, as I say to you. But if you have some questions, put them in the chat and I'll try to answer a few. Somebody's asking, do we take the Jewish holidays off? Not particularly, no. As you know, Jews, we're a small group at the Rhodes campus, but you will find that your faculty are extremely supportive of your religious needs. And part of why we don't take them off is, again, it's a very religiously diverse campus. If we took every religious holiday off that one or more of our students observed, we would never be in class. But Beatrix sends a note to all faculty every semester reminding them of the dates of key Jewish holidays, and you are encouraged to approach your professors and explain to them, this is a holiday and they will be extremely supportive, and you'll find that everybody here is happy to do that. So we don't typically pause for Jewish holidays, but the whole community goes out of its way to support you in your religious observance. And I think you'll find that as well. Any other questions? You can either just shout them out or put them in the chat, things you'd like to hear the president speak to. Oh, yes. Thank you, Jonathan. Jonathan reminded me that we have a new academic program. It's really the first of its kind, maybe in the country, certainly at a small college. It's called Jewish, Islamic, and Middle East Studies, also known as JIMES, which sounds very hip. We need to put that to music. You can have, if I understand it correctly, different tracks in it, so you can specialize in Jewish studies if you want. But what is amazing about that program, think about that. You've got Jewish, Islamic, and Middle East Studies. It means that if you want to be a Jewish study and specialize in Jewish studies, you're going to have to learn a little bit about Islam and its history and its perspective on the Middle East, and vice versa. Students who want to study Islam will have to take Jewish studies courses. The faculty that teach that is a very diverse faculty, and they've really built a model for how we can have dialogue where you don't have to leave your Jewish identity at the door. You can come in as a supporter of Israel. You can come in as a Jew, but you will be welcomed into a dialogue. I personally have found the programming that our faculty put on very inspiring and helping me grow religiously, personally, and politically. And I think you will find that too. It's really unique. I almost don't want outsiders to know we do this because they'll come in and spoil it. It's so unusual to see this level of true interfaith dialogue on a campus. And Dr. Judekin is a world-renowned leader in this field, and we're very fortunate to have him here supporting this program. So, and as Jonathan would be the first to acknowledge, his wife is unbelievable, and she's very active in the Jewish community, and I hope you get to know her too through the synagogue. Wonderful. It's so good to see you all. I am just sending you every blessing. You have great Jewish leaders from the community and from the campus here. We're so excited for you to be part of Rhodes College. You'll hear on Saturday, I'll speak to you as part of our opening convocation. And my message really is, you know, oh, you're starting college on your mother's couch. That's not what you pictured. That's not how it should be. But in our vision of you, you are starting college in the same way every student does, as young adults, ready to be independent learners, ready to take on some big responsibilities and some big steps. We're here to greet you and support you. And I just wish you every blessing in this beginning. Mazel tov.
Thank you so much, President Haas, for your inspiring words. I'm ready to enroll at Rhodes College for school this semester after hearing that. Thank you so much for being here. I know you're very busy, so please hop off whenever you need to. And before we conclude tonight's reception, I'd like to share a little bit more about this semester's virtual program offerings. So the first, and my personal favorite, is the Jewish Learning Fellowship. I mentioned this in our small group. Over the course of the semester, Jewish Learning Fellows will meet once a week to discuss big Jewish topics and ask big Jewish questions as they navigate college through a Jewish lens. And normally JLF meets in person on campus, but being online this semester has given us the opportunity to combine the Rhodes and University of Memphis cohorts. So for the first time ever, basically, all Hillels of Memphis students will get to do the Jewish Learning Fellowship together, which is really exciting. Applications are open. Students, I'll make sure you know where the link is for that after this. This semester, we're also piloting a new virtual lecture series featuring Jewish faculty from our Memphis universities, including many of the faculty members on today's call. Think of something like a TED Talk meets Fresh Air with Terry Gross. Because the lectures are also virtual, this series will be open to anyone in the Memphis Jewish community, including you parents who are on the call. We now consider you honorary members of the Memphis Jewish community, even if you live elsewhere, so you're officially stuck with us. And otherwise, this semester will be full of all of the meaningful one-on-one engagement and peer networking and leadership development opportunities that Hillel is known for, just now happening virtually. And we so look forward to seeing you all on campus when it's safe, and in the meantime are thrilled to stay connected online. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone for being here this evening, and a special thank you to all of our partners from Memphis Jewish Federation, Jewish community partners, the university, Rhodes College, President Haas for her remarks, and all of the speakers who represented your respective constituents this evening. Normally, after a Passover Seder, we say next year in Jerusalem, but I would like to say next year or next semester at Rhodes officially. That is my parting word. Those are my parting words from now on until we can see each other in person again. So thank you all so much, and I will see you in person hopefully soon.